Alrighty. Okay. All right, guys. Hello. Good afternoon. This is High Priestess Jamila. Thank you for coming into the chat room. I know that I have the ratings disabled. I've been meaning to go in and change that. If you guys could please hit the thumbs up. Appreciate it to get the positive vibes going. So, this is High Priestess Jamila, and I have been studying spirituality, metaphysics, the human body, as well as the chakra system for years. Okay, I've been working, I've been working in this particular spiritual business, which is the business of healing, as well as eclectic magic and other stuff, okay, for the past probably since I've been born. But as far as, doing it for the public, and it's the one, so I've had quite a bit of experience is what I want to let you guys know. And what I want you to know is that usually, and a person doesn't even have to do a ritual. It's just about energy. Rituals is to, it's an intent. When you do a ritual, you have an intent, and basically you use energy to manifest that intent. Okay, it's basically what a ritual is. Okay, and it's also making contact with, other realms and things of that nature. But what I wanted to talk to you guys about today was the chakras and why it's important to cleanse and clear yourself of energies, of certain energies. In fact, um, I can tell you that there are people that I see all the time who clearly have never had an effective spiritual cleanse. Okay. And so, or either a hex remover. So I'm trying to get this discussion out. Let's talk about the chakras first of all, and why. First of all, why would a negative energy want to attack the chakra? Why is it that people are putting curses on other people's chakras? Okay, this is kind of what body shaming is, so to speak, like underhandedly. There's an underhanded thing when it comes to body shaming. For example, if you want to curse somebody's third eye, maybe you'll say that they have a big forehead, or maybe you'll insult the way that they look, You may be trying to curse their third eye. Maybe you're talking about their hair. You're trying to curse their crown chakra. Maybe you're talking about their voice. You're trying to curse their throat chakra. Maybe you're talking about, ooh, the heart chakra is a big one. Somebody trying to make you, somebody trying to bring hatred into your life is literally trying to give you a heart attack. So y'all got to be careful with that. Okay. And I have firsthand experience of people trying to cloak me with hatred, people trying to, make me look like a bad person. That's somebody trying to curse the heart chakra, your solar plexus. Somebody might attack you at work. Somebody may attack the way that you look. Somebody may tell you that you're not capable of doing this, and that. And all of that is governed over the solar plexus. Then you move down to the sacral. The sacral is your intimacy. Okay. So this is your reproductive organs. This is your intimacy, how you relate to other people, your reproduction, your legacy, your offspring. So if somebody is attacking your uterus, they're trying to put a curse on your sacral chakra. If somebody is attacking your body, your root chakra, in any kind of way, that can manifest a curse in those areas. So many of you do have people that are putting curses in your chakras. And some of the main ones that I see manifest in people is the throat. Okay, now, how can your throat chakra get cursed? Maybe you know too much information about a person. Maybe you're a witness to a crime. Maybe somebody did something to you and they don't want people to know, so they want to shut you up. So they'll try to curse your throat chakra. They'll say things like, shut up, don't say anything. This is very common for victims of crime. This is why a lot of people don't go and tell, because they're afraid of those entities and spirits. Spirits will do that. So it'll make a person not talk. Hey, Roy. Oh, thank you. Thank you, dear. So the reason why the cleanses are necessary and vital to your health is because, let's say that you have somebody that is trying to do like a slow kill on you, or they're trying to do something over a longer period of time. Imagine where you would be or how your health would be if you consistently had either one person or either a group of people that's attacking your chakras. Imagine that. Imagine the energy. And see, this is the thing. If you don't know how to protect your aura, which, trust me, we're all still trying to figure it out. Trust me, even some of the most experienced practitioners. Okay, now, first of all, this is what tarot teaches us. Tarot teaches us that your mind protects your mind. Isn't that funny? How you have a second mind. Like, you don't just have one mind, you have another one. That's so weird. It's almost like you have to have double everything. So the way that you protect yourself is with your mind. First of all, you probably can never have the belief that someone else can harm you, but I can tell you the truth about the situation is that if it's your friends, your ex-friends, your ex-frenemies, your family, those are the people that can hurt you. Your ex-boyfriends, that's why there was a scenario that was, it's this same demon. It just wants me to be a domestic violence victim. It tried to make me feel like I was leaving an abusive relationship. Leaving an abusive relationship at the age of 40, my goodness, you just don't do that. But these demons do have an abusive relationship with women. So it is very, very, very different for women. When I have a man contact me about spiritual work or a cleanse, I know that it's going to be a different story. However, very similar, because men are no more better off in this spiritual war than women. And I think that when we learn to stick together, then that's when we're going to really start to save each other's lives. Now, I can see spirits. I'm a medium. I have actually sat here and watched a spirit try it literally tried to like over like my youngest son, it tries to feed off of his crown chakra and his third eye. And I even noticed that it tried to feed off of his tooth that he lost. It was trying to take his blessing from the tooth fairy. Isn't that funny? So it doesn't discriminate against age. It's in fact, for some reason it just loves to attack children. So entities, why would an entity or a spirit want to attack your chakras? It is very, very plain and very obvious in your face because your chakras contain energy. That's why. Your solar plexus, it's got to be fired up for you to get up in the morning. Your third eye, it's got to be fired up for you to wake up and start doing all your daily tasks and chores and things that you do for yourself on a daily basis. So that's why that thing wants that. That's why it attacks your chakras and it does feed. I have seen people with throat cancer. Literally, there was a demon. There was a demon. I believe that we were actually talking about her the other day. Joan Rivers, I believe that she had some kind of throat cancer, and that's why her voice sounded like that. Like she needed some spiritual help. A lot of spiritualists are afraid to get involved because they have the belief that that stuff is going to jump onto them. No, I have the belief as an empath, my wisdom is this: I can feel what you're feeling anyway. That doesn't mean that I have to accept that feeling for self. So, in order to be an effective healer, you have to be able to heal yourself. And you know how your brain will start to learn certain things. Like, so for example, if you have something that's in the way, and it's just in the way for 3 or 4 weeks, and it's just you just need to move it out the way because it's blocking, it's obstructing your path. And then when you finally move it, even though you've moved it or you removed it, your brain still feels that it's kind of there. So you have to get used to that obstruction not being there, don't you? So it's the same thing. Uh-oh. I accidentally clicked on a text message. Hey, Hecate, Triple Moon Goddess. So now I'm going to be honest with you. I believe in what I do, and I believe that what I do absolutely helps and it works. The cleanses. That's why people come to me to get them. If it were not for me doing cleanses, I would probably been in and out of the hospital. I probably would be half dead by now. But instead, I have all of my vitality. I have all of my strength. In fact, the other day, my stomach, I had to take some pain medicine though, guys, because my muscles was really sore because I had worked out the other night and I must have worked out some muscles in my abdomen or my what do they call it? It's not the gluteals, it's the abdominals. I must have worked some muscles that I hadn't touched in a while. So, but other than that, even with that energy, I could light a cleansing candle and that energy would dissipate. Because when you're working out, even though it's good for your muscles, it makes them stronger, but your body considers it to be trauma, which is why it causes pain and soreness. Okay. So your body and your spiritual, your etheric body is something that governs over the physical body. It does. They do work hand in hand, but if you've got a lot of spiritual stuff coming into you, for example, if you got a whole bunch of people harassing you, you arguing with folk every day, you're going to go to the doctor and your blood pressure going to be up. That's going to be your body's natural reaction to stress. Doesn't mean that you have high blood pressure. It just means that you are literally consistently putting stress on your heart every single time you deal with that situation. So yeah, you are destroying your body parts. This is kind of what people are doing. I believe that there are some people that have the ability to stay young and healthy for a very long time just by going off of this principle. And there are people out there, believe it or not, there are people out there Y'all don't believe it, but there's people out there that are literally hundreds of years old, some of them even thousands of years old, and you wouldn't even know it. They telling you they 40. So again, if you actually truly know self-preservation, then you're going to really really get to know the chakra system and understand and accept that you're absorbing that bad energy, whether or not you're an empath or not. You don't have to just be an empath to absorb negative energy. You can be whatever. You can be a reptilian and absorb negative energy. You on the earth, you a baby to the mother earth. So, and she will heal you. There's a very very specific healing process. It doesn't, there, it's just, it's all it is to it. Do they want to let a healer and a natural healer, do they want to let her and him open up a healing center? Yeah, they do. Because even the doctors want it. Even the doctors want to be healed. A lot of doctors are absorbing the symptoms and the negativity from their patients, so even they need to be healed. Will it take over and mess up the medical field? No. No, it'll go down in history as being, wow, like this person actually healed people with earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. And people can testify to it. A lot of times, what I tell people is that, listen, if it's an energy that is harming you, then walk away from it. But so many people hold on because you're not understanding that it's time for you to let go of those things. And even when you do let go of the personal people in your life, you're still going to run into people that are still doing the same thing. They just don't know no better. Most of our problems in society is caused by fear, about 98%. The rest of it is ignorance, but fear reigns and rules supreme. I could feel a lot of my subjects and my apprentices today, and I could feel that doubt that's on you guys. Okay, now here's the thing: doubt and fear, both of those things will stop you from manifesting what you want in your life. Not only that, that energy is shutting down your chakras. Your crown chakra should be on point. I know that my hair grows pretty fast, but it breaks because of the harsh, uh, we're going to talk about the hair regrowth spells very soon, guys. But that's not important. The reason why it's breaking is because you're in a spiritual war. You're using all of your reserved vitamins and minerals in your body. The reason why so many people are unhealthy is because these entities are feeding off of all of our. Why you think that a lot of us are vitamin deficient? Has nothing to do with our diet. It doesn't. It has everything to do with us being fed on your manganese, magnesium. We are not at the top of the food chain. Unfortunately, we're not. But this is what's manifesting in spirit, and I think that God has given us plenty of information about that. The good thing that we have the upper hand on the situation is that we're being attacked, but not really. But then again, not really. Because when you think about it, there is a plan that was put into place to assist with that. Okay. Oh, thank you, Alicia. Mm-hmm. But you know what, Roy? It's not about destroying people. I wouldn't even want to, just because I'm strong doesn't mean that you have to be weak. That's not what that means. It's about uplifting people. But then when you uplift those people that are like that, and when they get strong, what do? They attack you. Entities. These are entities. Unfortunately, when you see somebody doing evil, they are possessed by something demonic. It's just all it is to it. And it transfers these sort of biorhythmic viruses, is what we're doing. And so this is the reason why you come and get your cleanses. You should at least do them, okay, at least once a year, because when I get my healing spa set up and everything, which I will have, that will happen, people will be able to come visit once or twice a year. That's all they'll be able to do. But if you are a doctor, a lawyer, if you're a police officer, if you are a sex worker, if you're a porn star, if you're whoever, you need to get cleansed. Some of y'all need cleanses more often. If you are a practitioner, you have to cleanse once a month. It's called maintenance. Part of our spiritual gifts, these energies are going to some. Now, I've had a pretty good way, like for me, I've programmed my mind to not necessarily be afraid, or to be afflicted, because I have to stay on top of things. But there are some times when I talk to people and it just makes me want to break down and cry hearing their story, but I don't do it. And the reason why, I may shed a couple of tears, but part of the reason is because you have to gain control over that heart chakra. I believe that some people's hearts are bigger than others. My great grandmother, Big Mama, she died, and they said she had an enlarged heart. She lived until she was in her 80s. And I believe that she would have lived longer, now that I know what I know. But anyway, she was ready to move on to the other reality anyway, is what she's telling me. So no harm, no foul is how she feels. But they said she had an enlarged heart. She never took the medication for it because she didn't believe in that. So a lot of my natural healing and all of that came from my father's side of the family with her, and she was a very, very good influence on me. I love everything that she taught me. So you got to understand that I just got lucky, because some of y'all didn't have those positive influences. And so that's why when you look at somebody like me, who's literally the female version of Shiva, I'm like an alien to you. You like, what the hell is going on here? So I'm just telling you what I know. And so a lot of you that have these certain back pains, stomach pains, leg numbness, dizziness, something is working on your crown chakra. And that crown chakra is very important. Hold on a second, guys. Hold on. Okay, guys. So I'm back. I've seen people that your crown, oh my God, that is one of your most important chakras besides the root. People have learned, entities have learned how to tap into your crown, your hair. That's why back in the day, like a few years ago, before I went into this spiritual war, I had this big, beautiful afro. Y'all can go look at my Facebook and look. I had a head full of hair. I press it and stuff. It's all long and stuff. It wasn't my goal length. But that's the crown of glory, your crown. But it's not just about hair. Because I done seen a lot of ladies wearing a glorious crown, and they got about 2 inches of hair. And that's the reality of it. You know what I'm saying? Because and these women are very beautiful with or without hair. What does hair do? So your crown is not necessarily your hair. Your hair can be a manifestation of that, but not always. Not always. Okay, sometimes your crown is invisible, and that is the dangerous one, because it's gold. What's in the crown chakra area is the energy of gold. That minerals and all kind of stuff, and everything that you getting from the universe is going to pass through the crown first. And see, that's why these entities have attached to the crown, They've attached to the crown and then convinced you that you're sick or you're dying. But it's not death. You fear that power that you possess within your crown. So it's a very deep process to unblock your full potential. By the way, I do offer that work because many of you that I unblock, many of you it was meant for you. It was meant to be. But the people that blocked you up, they didn't mean for you to become unblocked. That wasn't what they wanted. So when I tell you that I can, what baby bars? Oh, I'm basically saying when you do good for yourself, it hurts them because they start feeling they are no longer a factor in your life. Yeah, and isn't that crazy? Because if I liked you, if I was cool with you before improve my life, what makes you think that I wouldn't like you afterwards? Like that makes no sense. But see, that's insecurity. So yeah, I feel you on that. No, Roy, I know exactly what you were saying. I felt you on what you were saying earlier, but it does not, like, I'm just keeping it real with you. I like to be around happy people that are manifesting what they want. Being around people that are down and out and sad is not something that I like. If I am going to be around those people, I'm going to attempt to bring them up. And if I can't bring them up, then I'm going to have to step away from them. And I'm not going to try to bring them down any more than they already have been down. But at the end of the day, it just, yeah. So I feel you on that. I'm feeling everything you're saying. Right. It happens naturally to them. You're right about that. You're right about that. But, and you know what? I think that's the reason why I said that is because some people do have that intent. When I do good things, I like to brag about the things that I have so that I can inspire others. I'm not trying to hurt you or brag to you to so that that you're talking about, Roy, is a damaged solar plexus. The solar plexus is located between the heart and the sacral. It's right up underneath the breastbone, that area. This is the second most highly fed upon, and it's people are very susceptible because a lot of you are wearing antiperspirant deodorants, which makes it worse. It makes you way more susceptible. I would rather you be a little musty sometimes than dying of cancer because of vanity. That's just straight up vanity and narcissism if you're willing to die so that you won't smell like a human being. And to be honest with you, there's natural ways. To be honest with you, if you are in your full spiritual naturalness, you won't even have no smell. That's coming from the toxins and stuff. So your underarms, everything comes in through the crown, through the third eye. It passes through the throat, which is why you start to say things that people say. It passes through the throat, and then this is where your liver, your pancreas is, all of that stuff in the solar plexus, and it sits there. So many people have fecal matter, rocks, sand, sticks, all kind of ick. Okay, and this is spiritual energy, and some people see your solar plexus is supposed to be a bright orange and yellow color. And when you're actually reading a person's chakra, your solar plexus shouldn't be red, blackish, purple. Something is, that's necrosis. That means that it's necrotic. Now, if your root chakra is red, that's where it's supposed to be. The root chakra is supposed to be red. So there's a certain energy. And the reason why the chakra colors work that way, why your aura works that way, is because this is what makes you this is what makes you balanced spiritually. Okay. Now, your heart chakra, everything that you hear, see, and say it's gonna vibrate in the heart. The heart is right there. That's why some of you guys will feel the heart, it'll kind of pulsate up to the throat. It's not actually supposed to do that, but some of y'all will feel that sensation, and this is your body trying to tell you something. And it's very real. I believe that in the future, one day we're going to have like an aura reading machine, almost like a CAT scan. But see, I can read a CAT scan, and I'm not even a doctor, and I can read your CAT scan. In fact, sometimes I'll go and look at CAT scans and ultrasounds and stuff, and I can read that stuff because I am a natural medical intuitive. And it's very, very interesting the way I can see certain stuff, and I'll say, oh my God, this person has been diagnosed with something that has to do with this. And for surely I can look at that and just look at the energy and the sound waves bouncing off of that photograph, and I'll see that you've got something wrong with your stomach or your heart or even your lungs sometimes. So, I'm very good at reading that. And I ain't never been to, I went to medical assistant school. Obviously, they taught us how to draw blood. They taught us how to take blood pressure. They didn't teach us all of that. I didn't go to ultrasound technology school, which, you know what? I think that ultrasound technology would be a very good field for a lot of you healers and stuff, even though they say that the sound waves are harmful. But like, I've had several ultrasounds. I did have an early ultrasound when I was pregnant with Jacob, which I didn't have with my other pregnancies. But I mean, when you think about it, ultrasound technology, it's a far cry from some of the stuff that we're being hit with. Now, I understand radioactive and when you go in there, but your body is capable, your immune system is capable of recovering from being exposed to something just for a short period of time. I personally feel that it would be better to have people like me reading these people just naturally, because again, I don't even have to look at an ultrasound or a CAT scan, but if I see one, I'm going to be able to see it. So, and you can even see the demon, like I can see shapes and figures in it, guys. It's very interesting, the human body. And I do believe that I've manifested myself as a doctor previously in previous lifetimes, because when I was a kid, I actually wanted to be a pediatrician. Then it was a doctor, then it was an obstetrician. So I've actually had interest in that, but I'm glad that I ended up doing this because this helps me stay sort of above the bureaucracy of those particular things. And so it can sometimes make me look like an enemy. But to be honest with you, I feel like as a society, we need to be guided and led towards the correct direction in healing people, because nobody wants to sit there and watch their loved ones suffer and die. That is horrible. Now, I know that I've said some evil stuff before, but in reality, death is horrible. I don't care how horrible that person was to you. I've actually sat there and watched family members die. I was present when my uncle passed away, and he's been attached to me ever since he's passed away. And I'm gonna be honest with you, his energy is not the best. I've actually found myself sometimes trying to banish him because I feel like he is still trying to control me in the afterlife. So this stuff is really real. In fact, when I had a miscarriage, he actually came and took the child. The child went with him, almost like, it was so weird. I was looking at that TV show. What's the name of that TV show? American Horror Story. You remember when Nan went with Papa Legba? It was so weird. It's almost like my uncle he's some kind of something. He didn't just die. He got stronger. Okay, because he was definitely present to me in the afterlife, and so was my grandmother. And my grandmother was in the Eastern Star, and she was very much into astronomy. But then my uncle was very, very, very religious. But then again, he was a realist because he used to always tell me Christmas is a pagan holiday. He would always say that to me. Like, why are you okay? Fine. He would say Christmas is a pagan holiday. It was almost like he was trying to tell me to go pagan. I don't know what it was, but it is what it is. I actually used to get into some very good conversations with him. In fact, he was the only one that would actually talk to me like I had intelligence. The rest of my male family members kind of talked to me like I was a stupid, dumb blonde. And, sometimes I would wear blonde hair, but I wasn't stupid. So I appreciate my uncle for that. But then sometimes I feel like he is possessive over me. I feel like my uncle is possessive. So anyway, moving on to what I was talking about. Y'all might relate to that. That's probably why Spirit brought that up, which is why I started talking about my uncle. I don't know where that came from. Came out of nowhere. Maybe he's in my presence right now. But he did die. My grandmother died of brain cancer and lung cancer, and my uncle died of lung cancer. And when cancer takes your family members, it kind of leads you to want to know, what the hell is the cure for this? I feel that the cure is spiritual. I feel that even if a doctor diagnosed you with cancer, I could make it so that you could live to be 200 years old. And I truly believe in that because I don't necessarily believe cancer is disgusting. In fact, I thought about changing to the 13th sign astrology to Gemini. I'd rather be a Gemini than a Cancer because, that word, but that's not what Cancer means. Like, it's totally unrelated to Cancer. It has nothing to do with it. I don't know why they gave us the zodiac sign Cancer because everybody loves Cancers. I'm telling you. People just love and I think it's because Cancers are so nurturing. Okay. So it's nothing wrong with being a Cancer zodiac sign. There's nothing wrong with being a Gemini. There's nothing wrong with being any zodiac sign. But the problem is that people do not pay attention is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And they do things to either distract themselves. But then when you have to lay down at night and go to sleep at night and then when you can't sleep, there's quite a few insomnia sufferers. I pick up on y'all all the time. And I wake up with some of you guys' feelings because your body hasn't gotten rest. I know the cure for insomnia. Well, number one, duh, take some melatonin. But to a person that has had insomnia for years, melatonin might scare the hell out of them. They may be scared to take it. Also, drinking milk and mixing it with honey. These are some of the remedies that I would give you if I were taking care of you in my healing spa, and you would feel amazing. You would feel magnificent. So, and I've been doing this for 5 years and I know what I'm talking about. And I want you guys to focus on the negative energies and literally some of y'all, it ain't just about open or closed chakras. It's about damaged chakras. Damaged. Yeah, that can create a lot of damage to your chakras. In particular, the heart chakra, which is why so many people die of heart disease. One of my favorite actors died of heart disease. He died of congestive heart failure. So, why do you think that is? We have to start paying attention as a society and realizing that appeal may help in an emergency situation, but for long term, that energy is going to find a different way into that force field. So that medication that you take is not going to protect the heart, which is why it's very important for you to even protect your heart. So there's certain things that, bless you, baby, there's certain things, especially you empaths, I think empaths have an extra layer of spiritual protection around them. I think that mainly the people that are affected and afflicted are the non-empathic people. But the empaths that are affected, and then it kind of gets attached to them because they don't really know what to do. And it's something that, I mean, for me, I don't have police power. I don't have military power in that capacity. Yes, I do know how to call to angels and healing energy and things that I know about. Okay. So the chakra system is not BS. This is your energy, and it needs to be protected, and you need to clear that stuff out. For example, there may be an entity that could be feeding off of your crown. So now you're going to be dizzy and you're going to have headaches and confusion. And you can tell when it kind of starts to feed, but at the same time that it's feeding, you're receiving blessings. So there's a very intricate way of making sure that you receive what you're supposed to receive, while at the same time getting rid of that thing. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, at the moment I catch anything trying to feed, and you can tell when something's hanging on to any of your chakras, because you'll have certain symptoms, which is why I think that it's important, especially if you've been to the doctor over and over again, you still got bubble guts, you're not feeling well, you're nauseous, and the doctors can't do anything for you. Okay. And then they start prescribing stuff to you that you probably don't need. You probably just need a cleanse. And I've had people that have came to get cleanses, and you just don't hear from them anymore, because they've went on, and they'll come back and they'll say, hey, I've been doing good. And they'll keep it moving, because with those energies gone, because you have to work directly on the chakra. And some of y'all, that thing is done damage, we got rid of it, but you still need to be healed. So just because we kill the demon, y'all scared to let these demons go, because y'all say, well, if it ain't nothing wrong, it's gonna take us lifetimes to heal from this. Completely, like 1000% healing. It's gonna take us at least a lifetime to heal from this. But we can still live better while we're here. Okay, and we can do better. So I think that, because when I did a cleanse on I don't want y'all to think of my cleanses as like a drug, though, because I had a client that's had several cleanses, and you could just tell that literally she just went on cloud nine when I did her prayers and her blessings. I hadn't even started on her candle yet, and she was already, because you lift those energies off. And so even though they've done a significant amount of damage to our health, now it's trickled down to the children. Okay, so then now it's time for a pause. Stop. Okay, so now we can see what it's doing. We have gotten rid of and contained a lot of those demons. Now it's like we got to go through a healing process, because many of you guys still are carrying their seeds of destruction inside of you that are going to die without the source. So now we have to pull that out, because you're still carrying. So if we still got a lifetime of spiritual work to be done, and then when we manifest again next lifetime, it's just we gonna be able to fly. Is what spirit is telling me, is that when we manifest, we ain't gonna be, our cars ain't gonna fly. We're gonna be able to fly in the next lifetime, and we're gonna love it. We're not gonna be afraid of it either. Okay, and gravity will exist, but we'll still learn anti-gravity. There's some people that do. I'm not even gonna speak on those people. I'm not. Let's keep it copacetic, okay? Is it normal to have slight pressure when wearing an amethyst on my forehead? Um, it It possibly is. It possibly is. Yes. Or are you wearing the amethyst on your forehead? What's the intent behind that? Are you trying to transmute negative energy and negative thoughts? You're probably trying to transmute negative energy because amethyst is purple. Transmutation, anytime you're trying to transmute energy, you want to have some variation of purple or blue or even red sometimes. Yeah, so transmutation. Um as long as it's not uncomfortable, because I personally feel like maybe is if it feels like a massage, if it feels just like a massage, because sometimes when I do certain things or like when I meditate, like guys, I've actually felt my entire scalp felt like it just raised up, just that chill. And it's that's your crown chakra. So I actually like to feel slight pressure in my chakra points, especially when I'm working on them. So I think that if as long as it feels like a massage, and that's another thing, we got to call these massage therapists to duty. But you want to be a massage therapist, the negative entity is going to make it very difficult for you to get through school. I'm telling y'all, it's a trip. The way many of the jobs that have already been created for healers, including doctors and nurses, I give them credit for what they do because they do save lives. At the end of the day, there are a lot of good doctors out there that do good things and they're very knowledgeable, but they get a bad rep from the bad doctors. Okay. Yes. Hey, Hecate, you need to contact me because I think that we're like sisters or something because that is weird. That is so good. Congratulations. Maybe we can get together and partner in my spa because I want Reiki healers, acupuncturists, massage therapists is what I want. And, so if there's any investors out there, hint, hint, that would love to invest in that, because, and you got to involve me because it's totally not going to work out if you don't involve the creator. So you live in Maryland. Oh, okay, cool. Cool. Well, that's what's up. Just that's amazing. I hope that you do well. You must be a healer then if you're going to school for a massage therapist. I would love to be your guinea pig. I love massages. Amazing. And you know what? I think that if you were to have like a spa day to where like you take a spiritual bath, like a real one made up by a spiritualist, not just a bath, but like a herbal bath with the oils and just the right stuff in it, and then you get a massage. Oh my God, it's like you're gonna like how much stuff you're gonna be feeling good. You're gonna be feeling good, okay? And don't let me say what the third thing is, which is some good food and y'all know what else, okay? Then you just really gonna be feeling good. But yeah, I'm actually planning a spa day. But so let's start to focus on the chakras, guys. Now I want to come and talk to you guys about something that's very important. This channel will always be here, but it's almost like my channel is frozen. It's weird. I don't know what is going on. It's so bizarre, but it's all good because I just trust the universe. I'm going to be uploading readings to this channel, but to be honest with you, I've got to expand beyond this channel just to let you guys know. But this channel is going to be all about the education. It's going to be tarot card readings, but it's also going to be a mixture of readings and spiritual conversations and lectures and stuff. That's why my channel is marked as education, because I'm very serious about this. Now, also my magic school. I am so very serious about that. And my students They're so stoked. It's so amazing the energy that we have going on over here. But I want you guys to know that there is hope. It is. The cleanses are the hope and the light that you need, because what they do, and they are very transformative, along with the hex removers. Now, I have seen people that have fell very ill, either physically or mentally. That is a curse. Somebody that knew necromancy, they knew magic, and they put that stuff on you. And it's probably affected you in a major way. Now, a lot of people will say, well, Jamila, if a person has those things manifesting in them, maybe it's because they deserve it. Not all the time. Innocent people get attacked all the time. People that don't deserve it. People that deserve to be happy. People that want to be happy. That's all they want, is to just be happy. And you're that person. So understand that, understand how those rhythms and those frequencies are affecting you. The fact that they're magnified by radioactive frequencies through 4G and 5G, which it's not the technology, it's how we're using the technology. Hello. If you call somebody every day and cuss them out and tell them they're a piece of crap, and you and you have nothing nice to say, then you're sending negative energy to that person. They have the right to send it back to you. Okay. Abnormal behaviors. And yeah. So the chakras are definitely the center point of this, and the whole point of this, because your chakras are gateways. They are. They're gateways. They're energy sources. When we were looking at the portals are your chakras, is what we were looking at. So I do specialize in this stuff, guys, even though my life is not 100% perfect, which that will all change. Hello. Ashe. Okay. I have made strides forward that are unbelievable and unsurmountable. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if unsurmountable was the right word, but for me to go to where I was to where I am now, first of all, I'm very proud of that, but I know that the only reason why I got there is because of my spiritual knowledge. And I was blessed. Like, I am so appreciative. So I want you guys to know that, like, we're your friends and your allies, we'll help you, but don't ever get it twisted to think that somebody's here to do harm to you, because then that's when that paranoia sets in, and that's what's messing you up. And see, that's because of that third eye thing. So clearing out the chakras is important. Clearing out the negative that's feeding on them is important. Typically it's spirits. Typically it is spirits. Bad spirits, nasty spirits, spirits that died suffering with no family around them. Nobody to love them. You know what I'm saying? So they suffering. Some of them are witches. Sorry, guys. I kind of was a little congested today because my allergies was kicking in today. My allergies. I've been slowly but surely healing myself of allergies, guys. So you can't do it all at once. Me and Raphael, we're going to go through another healing process very soon here. And but it'll be at a certain point. Not right now, okay? But we'll be doing that again, and we'll do another group healing ritual, because believe it or not, the more that you work together, the better. And that is the truth. That's why I always offer the group rituals, but then again, I also offer the individual stuff. And, at the end of the day, my spirits, at least what they're doing, I can't speak for anyone else's spirits. I can only speak for mine. I know that what my spirits have been doing, and the techniques, and really it's not even anything new. This is not new age, earth, air, fire, water. Some of y'all will call and say, Jamila, I don't feel good. I don't feel good. Drink some water. Have you drank water today? No. Well, drink some water. Bathe in water. Get in your water and let that water pull out those toxins. So whenever I tell you guys to take your spiritual baths, please follow the instructions. Because believe it or not, those energies hate water. They don't like water. Those entities, they don't like water. And so there's a symbolic there, lakes and rivers and puddles and ponds and bowls of water and tubs of water. This is an area of transformation and healing, is what it essentially turns itself into. Because I've been taking spiritual baths, guys, and all of a sudden the water just start glowing green. I'm like, what in the world? For some reason, as soon as you call to Archangel Raphael, your water just starts turning greener. It's it's really amazing. So, the things that you'll see, and for you to not be afraid of it, there's so many people that can't really see what's actually going on because they are afraid, and I don't blame you. Because if you could only see the entities and the spirits that, like if I could draw, which I think I do have like this deeply hidden and oppressed ability to draw. I If I could draw New York City for you guys, or or just Atlanta, and you could see the ghosts and the goblins and the demons and the lizards and stuff just hanging, and you can't see that stuff. If you have a spiritual eye, you'll pick up on it. And so that's the reason why you guys are not really able to see the negative. But why always focus on seeing the negative when you can see the positive? Because I've actually seen people with literal spirit fingers. I met a lady that literally, there were these white bubbles. I'm not joking with you. It was not a parlor trick. It was real. Because I was sitting there, and I was looking at her hands, and I said, what are those like iridescent bubbles that are coming out of your hands? And she said, oh, you can see that? I said, yeah, I can see that. And it was so weird. And I have these weird occurrences all the time, especially when I was living right over there in nature. I was living literally right by a very highly protected sacred ground, that townhouse that I was living in, not on Charter Way, but the other one. And the lightning bugs was lighting up the trees. It was like the trees was filled with lightning bugs. And I said, why is this happening? And I said, this must be a Georgia thing, because I'm used to the lightning bugs flying all around underneath the trees. But instead, they were lighting up the Christmas tree, the trees like Christmas trees. And I guess I probably should have threw the cards. I was too busy. I still ain't figured out why that. It must have been some kind of spiritual miracle. So when you start, now, first of all, it's all about your intent. Just because you get a cleanse doesn't mean that you're going to start seeing all this stuff. If you want it, you're going to receive it, whatever it is that you want or whatever your intent is. But if you just want to cleanse because you've been stressed out all week at work, or all year at work, and you're getting ready to go, when it's a good time to get your cleanses is when you're going on vacation. Especially if you guys are going on these, 7-day vacations. Why do you think vacations are usually like 3 to 7 days? My cleanses only take 3 days with a 7-day candle. All of my white cleansing candles. They usually burn down in 3 to 7 days. This one's taking a little while longer. Might be might be a lot that needs to be worked on, but um at my company I do have apprentices that I am currently training. And what I would like to do is educate them on the knowledge of the chakras. It doesn't necessarily mean that their gift is going to manifest as a medical intuitive or somebody that can read auras like I can, but at least they will be able to go through the symptoms that people will tell you, because a lot of you guys don't feel good. A lot of you guys are very gassy. That's because your solar plexus. And many of you are experiencing these symptoms of pre-diabetes and hypoglycemia and hyperglycemia and things like that. And so I can sense that just as a universal thing, that this is sort of like big business when it comes to the medical field and the energy that has to be manifested to try to heal you from things like diabetes, cancer, and then also fertility. Okay, many people will go to a fertility doctor, and there's a certain, if you come to me to get fertility treatments, there's a certain thing that I'm going to tell you to do. First of all, get your iron up. If you're a pescatarian or a vegetarian, plan on eating some red meat every once in a while, and especially after. A lot of people don't understand intuitive eating, and then there's this thing, and then also I work on your sacral, because many people don't really understand that, and understanding, what it takes to nourish the body so that you can even give birth to a child. So what they'll do is they'll go to doctors, and there's nothing wrong with that. But in nature, you shouldn't be having trouble getting pregnant. So I do have people that contact me about fertility stuff too. Um, that is definitely a lot of complicated things going on with your sacral. And it's scarier than what you guys think. Okay, reoccurring miscarriages. Somebody's eating those children. Somebody's eating them. If you're having reoccurring miscarriages, there's an entity or something that is eating those children. It's feeding their energy. It is, and it's not allowing them to grow. So it's actually so there's a lot to be said about that. I don't really want to talk about it publicly, because you would have to get a reading to understand that. But these are things that you can see, and we've actually been having these things being hinted around to us for the longest. And as far as with understanding, you know understanding negativity is a very powerful, and understanding how negativity can affect you, and the fact that you don't even see how that negativity, a lot of people don't even see, their eyes are not open to that. So, and I do sense that coming from the world. When I get up in the morning and I'll have a certain feeling, I'll throw the cards and the world card comes. It's like, oh goodness. So, this is the reason why we come and we broadcast, and I'll always be on this channel talking about this stuff, because it's very important, and it depends on if you want to believe in it. I personally don't believe that I have to take a medication from a doctor to be healthy or to have longevity. I believe in the longevity of herbs. I believe in the herbal remedies working, and they do work. They do. If you're feeling kind of sick of heart, or if you're feeling motherwort and valerian root, these are very powerful herbs that are going to heal you. Okay. Hey, Aluza. Hi. My family is a carrier for scoliosis, and my granddaughter's is the worst. What chakra would that be? That would be the root chakra. Yeah, definitely scoliosis would be the root. Yeah. There's I believe scoliosis runs in my family too. So But the one thing that you got to understand is that a lot of you guys have been to the doctor and you don't know what's wrong with you. And you're trying to figure it out. And then when you find me, it's like it all becomes very clear to you. And with that, with understanding self and understanding why this is happening is very powerful within itself. You're welcome. So, you don't have to give up hope because a lot of people will give up hope. They'll be in and out of the emergency room. I know because I used to be a hypochondriac. I always thought I was dying. I just y'all that anxiety and stuff, and I wasn't dying. I was growing and changing and growing, but it's the way you look at it. It's hard. Retraining your brain is one of the hardest things to do. It's easier said than done, which is why meditation is good, but I feel like you have to use all of the elements and you have to know how to use them. Okay. I will be talking about the individual chakras, breaking them down on an individual basis via videos. I'm going to upload some videos, guys. So be prepared for that so that you can know. The biggest thing is money manifestation, attracting money. Many people try to say that it's easy, but it's not. And the people that say that it's easy, many of them, you can tell that it's not easy for them because they're doing stuff that they don't even have to do to manifest money. Okay. Manifesting your full potential comes from the solar plexus. Your solar plexus is a yellowish color. If your energy is black, gray, some kind of ick color, then you're not going to attract things to you. And that's going to affect your entire vortex, your midsection, the solar plexus is connected with your core. I believe the solar plexus is the core. I believe that your soul is in your solar plexus. In fact, I believe that's where the soul is located, which is why so many people have issues with that. Yeah. You are very welcome, dear. Very, very welcome. So, anyway, I'm going to go, guys, because it's time for me to eat. I just wanted to kind of introduce you guys to that prospect. So, instead of just giving up and saying, oh, well, I'm just going to, life's a bitch and then you die. Instead of just saying that, come to the spiritualist because let me tell you something, I don't even like to tell people this, but, most of the time I'm living in peace, happiness, and joy because you appreciate life. And see, that's where there's a heart chakra problem. Because if your heart chakra is damaged, then you're not going to appreciate your own life, let alone others. So this is where a lot of that. So the answer is actually within ourselves. But then again, we have to know what these entities are doing. And I do believe that it's an outside force that is probably a little bit more powerful than most human beings, to the point where it can trick you and you don't even see it. You don't even really see what it's doing to you. You know, so and it comes for me, trust me, it comes for me whenever I come out here and say that we doing good and the kids are good, then all of a sudden it's like, oh, you're doing good. Well, let me see if I can make you do bad. It's like, I know what you're doing. I'm just gonna banish you. And believe it or not, banishing spirits, like a lot of you women, I can teach you how to do it, but I think that in order for you to banish a spirit, you do have to have a certain energetic, energy about yourself to command a really bad spirit to leave. And I believe that that is centered around the heart because I remember when I first did a couple of my very first exorcisms, That thing would hit me like a freaking tornado. My heart would be pounding. Y'all, I'd have to take a sip of some Cabernet just to calm myself down. Now it's just a breeze for me. I don't let me knock on wood. Cause I've gotten used to dealing with that energy because especially those of you that are natural born witches, you've been your power has been so oppressed that when it finally hits you, it's almost like something that has been kept from you for so long and something that wasn't allowed to grow. When it finally starts to grow, it hits you like a ton of bricks. So it's important, yeah, for you to do, and also wearing protective jewelry and stones is so important, including gold. Why y'all think y'all see people with these big long chains and stuff, That's protection, especially when it's solid gold and it's healing too, but if you don't really know what it's for, you're not going to really know how to set your intent to use that energy. Hey, quintessential. I ain't seen you in a minute either. Oh, nice. Nice. Yes. Yes, absolutely. You ready to be released from your chains and hauntings? I know that's right. And go forth and be prosperous, okay? Sunday would be a good day for hex breaking. That would be a good day for that. But it doesn't even, to be honest with you, I've been working with numbers. I've been working with the dates. And also, especially with this month of February, y'all don't know. It's been literally gold falling from the sky and blessings falling from the sky, literally. When we go into March, the bunnies are gonna come out and stuff. It's really, and it's sad when you go to neighborhoods and stuff and you don't see the rabbits hopping around, because I remember did y'all notice that for some reason about 13 years ago, all of a sudden all the rabbits was gone? Maybe because people was catching them and eating them. Folks might have been hungry. I know that our neighborhood was abundant in rabbits and they all started becoming instinct, or what do they call the instinct? So I think that when we do restore the balance, I think it's going to be very positive, especially once we get out of Mercury retrograde. But I'm going to tell y'all something. What can be seen is absolutely that the powers that be, they can't just leave you alone. They going to keep throwing stuff at you. The powers that be, the people that control the media, they're going to keep filling you up with that information and energy. So, hold on a second, guys. Hold on. My sons seem to be having some kind of disagreement. Give me a second. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. If you guys want private readings, you know where to reach me. Money manifestation does not have to be embarrassing. You don't have to throw people under the bus to manifest money. You don't have to be desperate to do things. You can, absolutely step your game up, and it's okay to change. So I'm always here if you guys need those chakra readings. As people begin to leave, here comes Kanye West and his wife. Yeah. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Okay, guys. Jacob just started up, so that's my cue to go. I got to get him calmed down because he's trying to fight with his brother. And, of course, we have the patience of saints over here. We do. Jacob is very aggressive when he wants something. So I got to go, guys, and then I'm about to eat. Love and light. I will see you guys later. Hold on a second so I can. Hold on. Ooh, Lord, I want y'all. I hope that he comes out of this. I feel like he's going to grow out of this. He's going through a phase. Anyway, guys, I got to go. Love and light, and I will see you guys later. Okay.